Quote, the court has reasoned that both separation of power principles and the practical understanding of legislative intent, end quote, suggests Congress would not have delegated, quote, highly consequential power, end quote, through ambiguous language. So these considerations apply with particular force, whereas here the purported delegation involves the core congressional power of the purse. Congressional practice confirms when Congress has delegated its tariff power. It has done so in explicit terms and subject to strict limitations. And it wouldn't do it with all this ambiguous language where we don't know what's happening. So against that backdrop of clear and limited delegation, the government reads IEEPA to give the president power to unilaterally impose unbounded tariffs and change them at right. That view would represent a transformative expansion of the president's authority over tariff policy. That, quote, lack of historical precedent, end quote, coupled with the breadth of authority, end quote, that the president now claims suggests that the tariffs exceed beyond the president's, quote, legitimate reach, end quote. The economic and political significance, end quote, of the authority the president has asserted likewise provides a reason to hesitate before concluding that Congress meant to confer such authority. The stakes here dwarf those of other major questions cases, right? And as in those cases, quote, a reasonable interpreter would not expect, end quote, Congress to pawn such a big time policy call off to another branch, right? The farmers gave, quote, Congress alone, end quote, the power to impose tariffs during peacetime, Merritt versus Welsh. And the foreign affair implicated of tariffs do not make it any more likely that Congress would relinquish its tariff power through vague language or without careful limits. Accordingly, the president must, quote, point to clear authorization to justify his extraordinary exertion of that power. Had Congress intended to convey this distinct and extraordinary power to impose tariffs, it would have done so expressly as it consistently has in any other tariff